want a girl with extensions in her hair, bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair, a Fendi bag, and a bad attitude.
Hey.
That's all I need to get me in a good flame. I love it when a woman
hey y'all.
Standing at the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop. Once she gets pumping, it's hard to make the hottie stop. She likes to dance at the rap dance. Sweet as brown sugar with the candy yams, honey coated complexion, using Cabernet. Let's see if the girls is from around the way.
Okay.
Silky, milky, your smile is like sunshine. That's why I had to dedicate at least one rhyme to all the cuties.
What's up? Hey. Hey, y'all. Bye, hi, honey. Thanks, bye, honey. Listen, I had to get this thing done. You understand me? Whew. Hey. Those Jules Foundation. Hey, sis. Hey. I need it around the way, girl. Thank you, Fi. Thank you. Yo, Oak Cliff in the building. Oak Cliff, you up the street from me, sis. We need to get together. Thank you, Boogie. Hey. Y'all do me a favor. Facebook family, like and share this broadcast. Hit those hearts. Instagram, hit those hearts. Facebook family, share this broadcast. Tag a friend. Grab a snack, grab your edges. We're going to talk tonight. Y'all, we got so much to talk about. Thank you. Hey, y'all. Instagram. I love y'all. Wine and dining. We got a lot of private jokes to share. Pamela, Renee, I love you. Around the way, girl. Hey, Kimmy. Ride or die. Mr. Proctor, how you doing? Hey. Y'all, we're going to be starting in 5 minutes. So y'all have time to grab a snack, tag a friend, share this broadcast, Facebook fam, Periscope family. Hey, welcome. Good to see y'all. Stephanie, hey sis. Y'all get in here. Get in this room. Get in here. Those of you guys who would like to join the StreamYard family on Facebook, so a little bit of a larger audience, please add me on Facebook, Theany Shannon, TheeAnY SHANNON. Okay? Y'all, jam out with me. Yeah, shook up. What is up, y'all? Get in here. Facebook fam, like and share. Hey, Shell. Thank you. Lowe's Jules Foundation. Can you please tell me your name? I need to know your name, sis. I feel like I need to know your name.
Go ahead, Daddy.
It's a cruise thing, baby. Rock on.
Hey, you taking it back to the 90s tonight, y'all. Y'all know I'm an old school girl. Y'all know this. Y'all know I'm an old school chick. Do me a favor, Facebook fam, could you please drop a comment so I can recognize those who are in the room and share this broadcast? Share this broadcast. Lanika. Am I saying it right? Lanika. Tell me if I'm saying it right. Honey, we got to talk tonight. We're going to be starting in 4 minutes. Okay? We're going to be starting. There's so much to talk about. I have a story to tell. Y'all know I'm transparent, so the kid, you know, we have a lot to talk about. A lot. Hey, y'all. So good to see y'all. Lanika. Please tell me if I'm saying your name right. Because my name is Theany, and people often mispronounce my name, and it's a pain in the butt. So I want to make sure I say your name right.
funny style. He ain't watching you, he rather watch his money down. Can't protect treasures when it's in a glass house. Soon as he turn the corner, it's out full blown. Looking in the six with the chrome, yo, B. Why you leave your honey all alone
with me? Okay. Facebook fam, what's up? I miss y'all. Like and share this broadcast. Share. If you're in any Facebook groups, share this in your Facebook group. Start a watch party. Honey, listen. Okay, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Honey, we dealing with baggage tonight because I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I'm tired of hurting people. Okay, we need to get healed. We're gonna get healed on tonight. Are you sure? Hey, starting in 2 minutes. Dance with me. Come on. Kill it with the shoulders. Do the shoulders, y'all. Okay, let me tell you about these frames. It squeezes my nose like that. So I gotta bring them up. You see what I'm saying? Okay, Facebook family, do me a favor. In the comments, let me know if the video Lonika or Lonica. Oh, I think it's Lonika though. Lonika, do me a favor. Come on the live and pronounce your name for me. Okay. Facebook fam, let me know if the video feed, if it's dark. Because what I had to do was turn the brightness down on my screen. Because if not, you would see glare in my frames. So it's either that or take the frames off. And I don't want to take my frames off because, I'm feeling kind of cute or whatever. You know what I mean? Starting in a minute and a half. Hey. Are you for sure? What's up, Mr. Corleone? Welcome. Welcome. What is going on, y'all? What is going on? All right, we're starting in 1 minute. Hey. 60 seconds. Y'all have 1 minute, okay? One minute to grab a snack, grab a friend, grab your edges, and join me. You called and told me that you wanted to leave. Y'all know I'm old school. If you can name the soundtrack that this song came from, I might have a special prize for you. When we first met, you started acting crazy. Shantae, honey, listen, give it up to Shantae. Yes, this song is from the Strictly Business soundtrack. Okay, Halle Berry was in the video. Yes, Tommy Davidson, the dude that played Martin Kendall on the Cosby Show. We never know his name. Mildred, welcome. But this is from the Strictly Business soundtrack. Hey, y'all know I always gotta play good music. What up, honey? Listen, welcome to another episode of Dating in Dallas. I am your host, Danny Shannon. I am so happy to have Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, and YouTube. Honey, we all over the place. Welcome to Dating in Dallas. Dating in Dallas is a show that I developed at the request of my friends and my followers, where I would chronicle my experiences in dating in the Dallas Metroplex. Moreover, I cover everything life, love, and relationships from a Christian woman's perspective. Yes. So tonight, what are we talking about? Okay. We're talking about dealing with your baggage and the reason why. Okay. So I have to I have to give you the impetus, the inspiration for tonight's topics. everybody knows. Oh, let me turn this down a little bit because I don't want the music to be too loud. Okay. Y'all know that I'm single. I'm single as a Pringle. Okay. I'm out here. I ain't out here, but you know I'm dating. So, I met a gentleman or whatever, and really nice guy, you know, super cool, dope. We had a lot in common. Tori Taran, hey honey. We had a lot in common. So you know how that goes. You know, initially you have, it's still out on IG. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Let me turn it around. So you know how it goes. When you're first talking to a guy, you know, you have the initial good conversation. Thank you, Tori. You have the initial good conversation. You know, the first conversation where you're talking and it's about 2 hours, 3 hours. You know, this is the initial where you're getting to know each other. You're finding out how much you like each other. You know, so many things you have in common, all the things, right? So this was the initial conversation. It was a good conversation. After the conversation, it was pretty late. So we ended it. I had to be at work early. So I shoot him a text after our convo. Hey, it was nice talking to you. I look forward to doing it again. And he said, absolutely, likewise, bet. So in the morning, I'm getting ready for work. And I just shoot him a text. Hey, good morning, sweetie. Left it at that. So I go throughout my day, minding my business. Later on that night, I can't remember if I called him or if he called me. I think he called me. So he said, listen, we have to talk. And I'm like, when you get that, okay, y'all know the tone, we have to talk. Ladies, you know, because we say that to guys and that gets them so scared, right? We have to talk. So I'm like, what we got to talk about? Like, the way he sounded, it was so serious. And it was almost like I got in trouble for something, like I did something wrong. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? What's up? And he was like, well, you scared me. And I'm like, I scared you? What you mean I scared you? How did I scare you? He said, you know, with that text last night, and then you followed up with another text in the morning. I'm like, okay. I scared you with a text and another text. I'm so lost right now. I am so lost. I do not understand how I scared you. I'm so confused, right? So he says, just, you know, we had a good conversation. It's just that when, you know, you followed up with the text right after we talked and then you text me in the morning, it just reminded me of like other relationships that I had. And it just seemed like it was more than what I was trying to do. Because remember, I told you that I just wanted to build a friendship. That's all I want right now. And in my mind, I'm like, boy, that's all I want too. I said, so let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that a conversation and 2 text messages got you scared? I said, honey, you don't need to pursue a friendship, a relationship, a cruise ship. You don't need to be on anybody's ship. Honey, you need to be on a rowboat to a therapist. So I told him, I said, you know, I really feel like you are reading way too much into my text messages. Like, I think you're really, I said, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm taken aback because I don't understand where this is coming from. I said, my text message, and I had to think, I'm like, and backtrack, what did I say in the text message? Was it too much? And I'm looking and it literally was like, hey, it was nice talking to you. I look forward to doing it again. Then in the morning, it was good morning, right? So he was like, yeah, you know, I just feel like it was, you know, too much for what I'm trying to do right now. You know, I'm trying to really just build a friendship. And I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, he's in the middle of this whole separation, divorce kind of thing. Now, that is the reason why I was not trying to pursue anything with him in the first place. This was just a conversation, you know, kind of flirtation, you know, just the initial stuff. I was not thinking anything past that because I don't deal with married men. Okay. And I don't deal with divorcing or, separated men either. So I was like, you're reading way too much into this. Then he goes into like, he was like, I've had relationships in the past, and just the way that, you were in the text, it just seemed like it reminded me of those relationships. And I was in my mind, I'm like, who hurt you? I'm like, I literally just said it was nice talking to you. I look forward to doing it again. And then in the morning, I said, good morning. I'm like, you told me you wanted to build a friendship with me, right? Yes. I said, well, you need to know this is how friends interact with each other. Like, this is how I am. I'm not going to stop being myself because you got scared from a conversation and 2 text messages. Like, that's not going to happen. Nor am I going to take onus or responsibility for you being scared because I did nothing wrong, right? I did nothing wrong. So he was like, I understand it. He was like, and it could be me just reading more into it than what it is. And I said, yes, you are. And he was like, but I just feel some kind of way, especially because like we just talked and you sent me a text message. And I'm like, sir, I don't think you understand how human interaction works. Like, I felt like I was missing something. Like maybe I missed something. I'm like, wait, no, I'm not missing anything. You just straight bugging. You are traumatized and hurt. And I think, and I asked him this, I said, okay, did it scare you because you were starting to feel something and it was too fast? And he was like, yeah. I said, okay. I said, but why didn't you say that than to say you scared me? Because I'm thinking I did something wrong. So he was just like, it's just too much. I'm just trying to build a friendship. I said, okay. I said, listen, I will leave you alone. I don't have to call you. I don't have to text you. I don't have to do anything. Trust me. Believe me when I tell you I'm going to be okay. Okay. Because the kid is not without, if y'all know what I'm talking about. So then he says, please don't get me wrong. I'm not turning down your friendship. I want your friendship. I said, well, so wait a minute. You want my friendship, but you want it on your terms. So you want my friendship, but you don't want me to text you. You don't want me to. I said, so you're asking me to not be myself for the sake of your feelings and the sake of your fear. I said, honey, you don't need to talk to anybody. Overreacting much, Soror. Overreacting a whole lot. Okay? Overreacting. So let's get some comments real quick. Shantae, what you considered common courtesy, he thought you woke up thinking about him and was ready to be in love. And Shantae, honey, I'm like, listen, kid, I mean, you cute or whatever. Like he is. He's super cute. He's a teddy bear, got a dope beard. Like he fine. He is. But honey, listen, this ain't that. Trust me when I tell you. And I let him know, I'm like, you're not, I think you're more impressed with yourself than I am at this point, because I'm not checking for you like that. Like there was a like, I did like you, but I'm not sweating you like that for you to feel like I'm pressing you. You see what I'm saying? So he just kept going on and on about his past and relationships. And I said, maybe you need to really process some of this stuff, because I said, to be honest, this conversation and the way that you're coming at me is really taking me aback. I've never experienced this before. I've never had somebody tell me that I scare them because I sent them a text message, 2 text messages after a conversation. Like I've never had that happen. Never, ever have I had that happen. So he was like, I understand that. And, maybe this is just, me reading too much into it. I said, it is. I said, but you know what? I'm sorry that you are scared. It was not my intent to scare you. I said, but at the same time, I'm not going to own up to something that I didn't do, because I know the intent of my heart. And I said, and honestly, you're looking at me through the filter of the women that did you wrong, including your wife. your whatever she is, your wife, because the wife cheated on him. I said, I'm not them. I'm Theony. Welcome. Okay. Like, I'm not them. So it's unfair that you are taking past situations and you're projecting it onto me. And this situation, I guess, triggered you. And so now you're looking at me like I'm pressing you, like like I'm stalking you, or, I'm putting maybe too much into whatever you think is happening. Right. So I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you feel this way. I said, but I wish you well. I wish you well. I continue, I pray that you find some semblance of healing or whatever. And I just, I'm praying for you. I hope that, I hope you'll be okay. You have a Merry Christmas. He's like, all right. And hung up. And I think that in the middle of him speaking, you could tell that he thought about what he said. And you ever know when somebody's talking and they can, like, they're starting to process what they're saying and they know they sound crazy and stupid. I think that's what was happening with him, because he started to backtrack. And he was saying, by no means am I saying I don't want your friendship. I'm like, but in essence, that's what you're saying. That doesn't make sense to me. So I said, you know what? Life imitates art. And I'm always very transparent for my IG family. When I talk about situations on Dating in Dallas, it is situations that I've personally gone through. I've had friends that have gone through it. Okay. Because I ain't gonna tell y'all all my business because y'all owe y'all that. But what I'm saying is that I want people to be healed and to be free and to experience freedom and to experience love the way it's supposed to be. Right. And if it takes me having to open up and share my experiences, then so be it. So I said, you know what? This is something that we're going to talk about on the show tonight. Dealing with your baggage. Let me tell you something. I work with people. I'm a cognitive behavioral coach in private practice. The name of my practice is called Finding Your Voice. So I work with people to really help them to change and reframe the way that they think, reframing their trauma, reframing how their perception of people in the world, and changing their perception of themselves. I can't tell you how many clients I have that how they are right now is a direct reflection of how they think about themselves and the people around them. They have baggage. They have past hurt, past pain. They have trauma that have happened, whether it be from infidelity, somebody cheating on them, or verbally abusive, physically abusive, emotionally abusive, that kind of thing. Baggage. And what happens is, if you don't go and unpack that baggage, you will carry suitcases of toxicity and scars and, just emotional abuse. You will carry it with you from one friendship to the next, from one relationship to the next, from one job to the next, if you don't deal with your baggage. The reason why that man was scared of me was because he was triggered. And he was triggered because he had gotten played in the past by other women who, pursued a relationship with him, and they became too much. They became overbearing. They became toxic. They became whatever. So I guess my text message was reminiscent of something somebody had said to him in the past, because that's what he told me. And honey, I said, I'm not them. But do you see what baggage will do? If you don't deal with your stuff will deal with you. I know this for a fact because I dealt with it. When I divorced, I made the dumb mistake of dating right after. Matter of fact, I started dating while I was separated. I didn't wait for the divorce. I didn't wait for the ink to dry on the divorce papers, okay? While I was separated, I was dating. And there was a situation where I was talking to someone and he did something and it reminded me of my husband. And I lost it. I said, let me tell you something. I don't know what you think this is, but I'm going to tell you what it's not. I will not be disrespected. I will not be talked to any kind of way. I will not let you say and do whatever you want to just because you are who you are. Like, I was going off and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're doing way too much. Like, why are you talking to me like that? I'm like, because of what you said. And he was like, hey, girl, you need to chill out. He said, you need to chill out. You are focused and you're thinking about like something somebody else did to you. And I had to think about that. I was like, oh my gosh. He said something, and it was almost verbatim something that my husband, my ex-husband had said. Like the way he said it and everything. And that, honey, if you want to talk about a trigger, it was like the trigger on a 357 Magnum. Bow. And I was like, deer caught in headlights. And then I just went in. It was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So I'm not telling you something that I think. I'm telling you something that I know. If you don't deal with your baggage will deal with you. And how will it deal with you? It will carry on into your relationships. You need to deal. You need to do your work. Do your work in counseling. Do your work in prayer. Do your work with God and heal your heart. You cannot expect to be healed if you're going from one relationship to another. And a lot of times we go from relationship to relationship because we're scared to be alone. We're scared to be alone with our own thoughts. We're scared to be alone with ourselves. We're scared to actually take time to process what has happened to us. I had to take time. It took me 1.5 to 2 years to heal. The last couple of, I would say the last 6 months of that, I went to counseling and I had to do some work, but I had to process that. There were times where I cried out of nowhere. I was crying out of nowhere because a thought triggered, something came up and it reminded me I'm not married anymore. Something came, like I heard a sound, a song that, we used to sing together, and it made me sad. I went through the whole process of feeling like a failure because I was no longer married. Here I am, a Christian woman. I'm not, I can't hold my family together. I can't keep my husband, right? So I went through all those feelings of guilt, of shame, but I had to go through that in order to get healed from that, in order to experience God's goodness, to experience his love, in order to experience his grace and his strength to bring me out of that. And I went through a whole discovery of learning who I am and learning myself and learning what I liked and what I didn't like. But I had to go through that stuff. I had to do my work. Y'all listen to Iyanla. Y'all see Iyanla, right? She's always talking about do your work, do your work. Do your work. And you know who's famous for not doing their work? And I'm going to tell you this. You can call me a man hater or whatever. Men, y'all do not like to do your work. You like your woman to do the work for you. This is why men don't like to go to the doctors. Your girl always has to remind you. Your wife has to make the appointments, right? Because you don't want to do the work of protecting your health. Same thing emotionally. Whenever that there is an issue in the marriage or the relationship, who's usually the first to make an appointment for the couples counselor? Who? I'll give you one guess. The woman. The woman. Men don't like to do their work. Okay? Okay, let's get some comments because I'm missing it and I'm so sorry. Okay, Tori says that's his go-to emotion. Yes, retreat. He does not know how to use his words or process the meaning behind their actions. Tori, and I said that to him. I was like, you got a lot going on. You got a lot going on, sir. I'm sorry. Shantae says he doesn't need to date. Right. Don't be dragging perfectly single women into those emotions. Exactly. Deal with your baggage. You said that's why I have trust issues, not infidelity wise, but I don't trust mentalities and I don't trust other people's past. Yes, I'm more worried about a man's mindset than another woman. Shantae, honey, you better preach. You better preach, because let me tell you something. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, right? Your thoughts determine and dictate so much of who you are and what you do that I am, Shantae, she said it, I'm more worried about a man's mental state, his emotional state, than I am him like cheating on me, because it's his mental and his emotional state that leads to the infidelity. The thought triggers the action. The thought triggers that action. It doesn't come out of nowhere. right? Same thing for women. But it goes back to dealing with your junk, deal with your trauma, invest in your own well-being, invest in it, because you have this life to live. Nobody else can live it for you. God gave you this life, and he gave it to you for a reason. And we go through trauma, we go through trials, we go through things, and we have the opportunity to get healed from it. But because we are so stuck in not wanting to be alone, we jump from that breakup to a new relationship in a heartbeat because we don't want to be by ourselves. And part of that is we don't value who we are. We don't value who we are, men and women. I can't tell you this past year, I have met more men, specifically Black men, with the lowest self-esteem and insecurities. Like, to the point where if I gave a guy a compliment, he almost didn't believe me. He felt like it was coming from a facetious place, like it wasn't real. Because, and I had one guy tell me, he was like, listen, you have to understand, my relationships, my wife, like, she treated me like crap all the time. She treated me like crap. And like, I never got that. I never got the, babe, you so cute, you so fine. Like, I never got that. He said, I would tell her how beautiful she was, but I never got that in return. And I can tell you, when you have been treated like garbage for years, when something genuine comes, you don't know how to receive it. Same thing with being in toxic relationships, with being in chaotic relationships. You're so used to the chaos, you're so used to the toxicity that when a peaceful person comes into your life, you don't know how to deal with it and you sabotage it. Because as humans, we always go back to what they call homeostasis, which is basically ground zero, basically the normal, what you know. And if all you know is chaos, if all you know is toxicity, if all you know is hurt and trauma, you are going to display that so that you can get back to that homeostasis. Point blank. So how do we break that? Deal with your baggage. Deal with it. There are going to be times where you cry out of nowhere. There are going to be times where you're mad. There are going to be times where you don't want to be bothered with people. There's going to be times where you have to sit with yourself and you have to process that grief. You have to grieve. I had to grieve the death of my marriage. I had to grieve it because it was the end of my marriage, right? And I had to face the fact that I raised a grown man to be a husband for somebody else. I had to come to terms with the fact that I was a convenience for someone. I had to come to terms with the fact that I was cheated on, that I was misused, that I was mistreated. I had to come to terms with the fact that I had a horrible attitude and that I was resentful because he refused to work and did not support me and did not support our family, did not support the household. I had to come to terms with the fact that I was basically his sugar mama because I did all the work and paid the bills and tried to pay the car insurance and all these other things. I did that. And he sat at home wanting to be an entrepreneur. I had to come to terms with that. But had I not dealt with my stuff, I would not be in the place where I am right now, where I know what I want and I know what I don't want. I know what I will settle for and what I will not. I know what I'm worthy of and I know what I will not deal with. But I had to deal with my stuff. Okay, let's get some comments. I am so... Hey, y'all. Hey. Okay. Let's see. Y'all, my sister and my mother in here being loud. Okay. Let's see. FFATL says I can't blame him. Oh, but FFATL, I did not pick him. Okay. There was no picking. Unless you're talking about my ex-husband, then yes. But you can't blame him. It's not really for you to blame. It really is not. Honestly, it's to really take stock and take ownership of, your stuff. And I had to take ownership of the fact that I honestly married potential. That's the other. Oh, honey, let me tell you. I would say in every breakup, whether it be a divorce, a relationship breakup, the end of a friendship, You have to come to terms with the fact that you had to take that L. I had to take that L. I did. I had to take that loss. I had to. That I chose a man that was not willing and not capable of being anybody's husband. I had to do that. I had to come to terms with the fact that I married potential, because he had lots of ambition, but he had no focus. He had no drive. Boogie, I don't know. Yes, he said women love to get men based off of potential. Absolutely. We do, because we see the potential in them. We see the greatness. We see what they could be, right? But you know this, you can see the world in somebody, but if they don't see it in themselves, they're not going to move. And I am beyond this whole notion, because, you know, there's this whole thing where they say, you know, you can build somebody, you can inspire him, you can build him up to be, you know, that great person that you see, right? Absolutely. But you know what that sounds like? It sounds like me doing his work for him. That sounds like me pushing him to do something that he is not willing to do himself. It's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So, honey, let's get some more people. Let's see. Welcome, Miss Kanisha. Hopefully, oh no, did she leave me? Kanisha says, honey, you're I can't see your feed. I'm gonna take you down. Come back onto the live. Come back, like leave and come back. So if you guys want to join the conversation, please. Unapologetically Joy in Instagram, she posted the link. And then Facebook family, the link is in the comments from Joy L. Foreman. All I have to do is copy and paste it, and you can come on the live with me. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Maybe the volume. The volume. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully this isn't. Let's see. Kanisha, I don't want to miss out. It's my girl, Kanisha Nicole. Okay, so Kanisha, leave and come back, sis. Okay, just leave and come back, and then we'll work it out. Okay. Hey, BB. Okay, that's why it's important to know how great you are. This is from Shantae. When someone compliments a person, it should just add to what they already know about themselves. Period. Woo, child, just tuned into I just tuned into this, and it's so good. Hey, Songbird, welcome. Thank you, Miss Williams. Thank you, honey. I think the name of the company is like Vogue You Me or something like that. I'll post it on Instagram in my comments so you can check them out. They were super cheap too. These were like $6 or something like that. Okay, so you know, in dealing with people who have a lot of baggage, right? How do you work with somebody who is trying to, and I'll pose this question to you, with someone who has a lot of baggage, right? Do you pursue the relationship? Thank you, Miss Handler. Do you pursue the relationship with them? Or do you say you leave it alone until they get themselves together? Because I have my own kind of thoughts about it. But y'all let me know, if somebody is dealing with a lot of like past relationship trauma or baggage, would you continue in the relationship with them, or would you leave them alone and say, hey, you know, let's just be friends until you get your stuff together? Not like, don't say it like that, but like that. Let me know. Dope discussions. What's going on? Would you continue in a relationship or pursue a relationship with somebody who has a lot of baggage? In the comments, let me know. Joy says, let's see. She says, I'm too old now to fall for potential. You better have your ish together. Been there, done that. And that's the point that I'm at now. And I'm kind of going back and forth, because it's like, I know myself, and I know that I'm working and striving toward things. And by no means do I have it together. to say, well, you have to have your stuff together, or, we can't do whatever, right? I would never say that. But at the same time, I'm 40, shorty. Like, listen, I'm 40. I'm not 27. It was cute at 27. I got married when I was 27, and we were in love, so to speak, and we were working and trying to work things out. We had bright hopes for the future. Now I'm in a different space. Now I'm in a space where it's like, okay, I want to build a life and build a ministry with somebody. Okay. Miss Handler's about to join my live, y'all. Hey. Let's see. Hey, honey, listen.
With those glasses, girl.
Thank you, sis.
And here we have the Queen Melanie with some marble frame glasses and the glass lip gloss. Yes, indeed.
Honey, stop. You better stop. What's going on, gorgeous?
Nothing much. I just popped on for a second and I saw that you were live, and I wanted to say, you may be 40, but baby, I'm knocking on 50's door. And
no, you're not.
Well, baby, black don't crack.
Honey, black don't crack unless you smoke it. Okay, honey. Okay.
Girl,
you look good.
Thank you. When I come to Texas, we're going to have to hang out.
We have to. Get in my DMs. We'll exchange info. Absolutely.
Sounds good.
It's a date.
To answer your question, no, I think friendship, the true definition of friendship, I can develop that while you are going through whatever you're going through.
Right.
However, as far as a relationship, no, I've done the work.
Yeah.
I've done the counseling. Yeah. I've lost the 226 pounds. I've gotten the degrees. I've been on the mission.
Come on here.
I've worked. I have done the work. I've been to counseling. I've been to the therapist. I've let go of passive aggressiveness. I started business. I am a part of a leadership training program writing. So I've done the work. You can do the work too.
Right.
Now, what I can do from a friend standpoint is encourage you.
And support
you in things of God. Suggest that you get with some other brothers.
Amen.
To make the pathway easier.
Amen.
No. What we're not going to do is fall in love with potential.
Yep.
What we're not going to do is stick around and hoping and wishing and praying. No, we're not doing that either.
Yeah.
What we are going to do is be 100% happy, single, and whole. Wait for another 100% happy, single, whole.
And whole person. Thank you. Because I'm going to tell you, the kingdom is so much different than this world. In the world, you think two halves make a whole. But in the kingdom of God, it is two whole people, and the two shall become one flesh. So, and it's not two halves. It is two whole people that come together. And so I always say this, my next will be my last. I am not doing this whole, divorce, marry, divorce. Like, I'm not doing that again. So it's like, if I have to be the last holdout and, be the last man standing, that's what I'm going to be, because that is what God promised me. Like, that is what God promised me. And I think a lot of times when we have all of this baggage, what the baggage does, it eats away at our self-worth, because we feel we went through this because there's something wrong with us. And a lot of times, if you look at like relationship experts, if you look at these people who are these relationship coaches, they will have you go through this period of like self-reflection. And it's good to have self-reflection, right? It is absolutely necessary, but they will have you doing it in almost like a self-condemnation standpoint, where you're condemning. And it's like, you went through this because of something, because of who you are, because you're not. So you go through, it eats away at your self-worth. Honey, do you know that sometimes it's not you, it's them? I had to come to that realization.
Right. And we also need to not buy into the lie that we know spiritually it got started from the devil.
Right.
In the natural, I don't know who started this lie that transparency and vulnerability are weakness. Because I am human, I am in need of a savior. And because he is God, he is whole and he is perfect. And so if I can be vulnerable with the one that created me and know the number of hairs on my head, then if I call myself wanting to give my heart, my will, mind, emotions, and my body to you, why can't I be vulnerable? Why can't I tell you, listen, a real man is a problem solver.
Yes.
However, also a real man will recognize, hey, I know she could do this by herself, but she's choosing to let me be here. We got to get off of this thing where I don't need nobody. Excuse me.
You a lie.
Excuse me. If you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, we were created for worship and fellowship
and in community.
So what is this about? You having a man, and I tell people, because I've never been married and I want to be married, and I no longer feel bad about that, because people would try to make me think that desire is desperation. And no. There is a difference, because I've been proposed to 4 times to be exact.
Okay.
Now, if I was desperate, I'd have been married at least one of those 4 times. But no, when you make a decision, everything starts with a decision. And when you make a decision that I'm going to be all of who God says I'm supposed to be, and know that it is a work in progress, then it's easier to be able to say, okay, that man is not perfect. And I love me some Beyonce, but baby, I'm flawed. I'm so flawed. But in my flaws, I want a man that's gonna love me. I want that consistent Christian, caring, compatible, celibate man that's godly, chasing God and ready for a commitment. And if that's you, hit me up. Let's talk.
Yes. Absolutely, sis. Thank you, honey. Listen, I am so grateful for you, honey. I am grateful. Please, I'm so serious. Hit my DMs. We'll exchange info.
I will do that. I appreciate you. And while you giving Sister Girl a whole write-up in the morning for the weather, I'm going to have to break down, get on my ground with my light and break down. Yes, here she has the crochet braid. Come on through here, skin. Come on. You better do it with the purple nail.
I can't. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love you, sis.
Awesome holiday.
Thank
you.
Those
people who are on this live that just happen to be a part of this private conversation, I want to remind each and every one of you that your words have power. Use them wisely. Have an awesome holiday. And if for whatever reason this holiday brings about sadness or depression, reach out, speak to someone. We are here for each other. Hit me up in my DMs. I answer. I do
too.
Love you for life. There's nothing you can do about it. And soon as Rona is over, I'm there and we doing lunch
together. Honey, Queens getting together. Love you, sis. Yes, honey. I am so excited. Yes, that was amazing. So y'all heard it here. Hey, Katrina. Okay. Let's get some more. Hi, Jeff. Okay, so Mr. FFATL, I'm a little younger than her, though, LOL, but I got my stuff together. Honey, Miss Handler, somebody named FFATL is trying to holler. So, Mr. FFATL, her name is TheeHandler, The Handler, on Instagram. I'm just saying. Listen, y'all don't want the love doctor to come on because, you know, I match people up. I'm just saying. Okay. That was good. So, in dealing with, so we heard from Ms. Handler. Now, would you guys deal with somebody or continue to pursue a relationship with somebody who has that baggage? Who has that baggage? Who does? Here's what I will say. I would not pursue anything with that person, which is, you know, the story that I told y'all tonight. Okay. I ended the whole conversation with homie because he was just too scarred and he was doing too much, not even too much. He was doing too much. Okay. So I would not pursue a relationship with somebody who's dealing with a lot of baggage. And the reason why I wouldn't is because I know how I was when I was dealing with my baggage. I was a mess. And I was acting from a place of hurt. I was making stupid decisions from a place of hurt. And I don't want to put myself in a situation dating somebody who is going through the same thing. So when I say deal with your stuff, fellas, ladies, deal with your baggage, deal with the wounds so you can stop bleeding all over people. That is the problem. This whole notion of hurt people. You act and you behave from a place of pain and a place of hurt. And you will hurt people's feelings. Not only that, but you will waste people's time. And that is the one thing that I said about the conversation I had with a homeboy last night. I was like, you know what? That is 2 hours I can't get back. Like, that is 2 hours I cannot get back. Like, you really just engaged me in a conversation for 2 hours. And from that and 2 text messages, you decided that you were scared. And the only reason why you were scared was because you were looking at me through the filter of the women that you dealt with. I am not them. Y'all know me. Instagram, Facebook, I'm Fanny. Honey, one of a kind. Often imitated, never duplicated, okay? And I told him, I'm like, I am not the women that you dealt with. You will mess up a good thing if you do not deal with your baggage. You will mess up your life if you don't deal with your baggage, because if you don't deal with your baggage, it will deal with you, period. And here is the why. The reason why you need to deal with that is because you are worth it. And a lot of times, like I said, our past trauma, hurts, breakups, whatever, infidelity, all those things, indiscretions, all those things, it eats at your self-worth and your self-esteem. It eats at how you look at yourself, right? So from that standpoint, you don't think that you're worth it. But if you go and you allow God to heal you, and if you do the work and you process the pain, and by no means am I saying it's a cakewalk, because there will be times where you want to cry. My friend Stacey Dunn is on here. She knows. I've cried to her several times. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all this story. This was the second time that my ex-husband, he cheated on me, right? I was working full time. I was a grad student and he cheated on me. I kicked him out. I was in such a deep depression. I wasn't eating. I wasn't showering. I wasn't going to work. I wasn't doing anything. My mother was calling me every day. And honestly, this was my last semester of my last year of grad school. My last semester of my last year of grad school. And I don't know if my mom called Stacey or if Stacey called my mother or they just picked up. My mother would call me every day and I had a paper due. She was like, did you finish your paper? Did you finish your paper? Did you finish your paper? I'm like, no, I'm gonna work on it. My mom's like, finish your paper. Stacey called me. She's like, what are you doing right now? I'm like, nothing. She goes, you're going to work on your paper. I have a paper to work on. I'm bringing my laptop. You have yours. We're going to work on it together. And she came to my house. She made me eat and she made me work on my paper. So when I tell you it's not a cakewalk, it's not, because I didn't want to. I didn't even want her to be there. I just wanted to sit in the house and be by myself and be mad. Like I didn't want to, but I had to go through that. So it's not a cakewalk. It is not. But on the other side of that pain is the promise. I said that in a video I posted earlier today. On the other side of that test is the promise. On the other side of that pain is the promise. On the other side of that infidelity, that trial, on the other side is the promise. But you have to go through. You have to. It's building something in you. And I'm not telling you something that I thought about. I'm telling you stuff that I know. I would not be doing Dating in Dallas. I wouldn't be doing Honey. Listen, the woman that you see before you today is the product of going through trials and processing my stuff with God. Processing, crying, cussing, yelling, being mean, like just going through the range of emotions, grieving. I went through that. To be where I am today. It's worth it. You're worth it. The reason why you have to go through this, number one, because you're worth it. But there are other people that are tied to your destiny. There are other people that are literally depending on you getting through this, because you getting through this will be the inspiration and the impetus to show them that they can go through. They're tied to you. So you have to go through the pain. You have to process the pain and the baggage. You have to, because you are worth it. Okay, I'm gonna bring on my producer. Okay, she is my sister, my bestie. Welcome to the stage, Miss Joy L. Foreman, aka Boogie. Here we go. Hey, girl. Hey.
Is my wig straight?
Oh, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. I can hear you. Hold on.
Get your stuff together.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn you up. Sorry. Hey, Boogie, you cute and stuff.
Yes, girl.
Oh my God. Let me turn this down.
Yes. Y'all don't pay attention to the background.
What's going on, sis?
Nothing. I ain't been on here in a while.
Yo, do we look alike? Okay, well, Instagram y'all can't see, but Facebook fam, do we look alike? Our moms think that we look alike. It says the cheekbones and the smiles.
Yes.
But okay.
Okay. Well, I came on here to put my little 2 cents in dating somebody with
What's your
babies.
2 cents, sis? What's
No.
your 2 cents?
No.
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 It's a no for me.
It's a no for me.
The reason why I spent time dating somebody because I saw potential, and I got cheated on. I got misused. I got not physically abused because I popped my hands, but verbally, because he made me feel like nobody else going because I had a bad attitude. I had a foul mouth.
Yeah.
So I got to the point after his death. I'm like this: whoever is coming into the picture, which is probably about 50 years from now, because reason number 89. You said it earlier. I posted.
Don't start, Boogie. You're not doing it.
You got to have your stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
The same way I'm working on myself. I'm not only working on myself from recovering from his death with his 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm recovering from what he did. I still got to recover from what he did to me in a relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like anything a man can say, anything a man can do will be a trigger. It's gonna be a trigger.
Yeah.
So if I can work on myself, girl, why I'm loud?
I'm sorry.
Echo.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, if I can work on myself, you can work on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Period. That's all I gotta say. Besides, I look cute.
You do look cute. I can't stand you. I can't stand you.
Hey, he might be out there in Periscope, YouTube land, and he might be checking on the girl.
Somebody might be checking for the kids. You never know, honey.
But have your stuff together though, for real. Like, I hurt feelings.
Because you do have to put in your application to me. I'm taking applications for the position of boyfriend for my sister.
I don't do boyfriends.
What do we do? What do you mean you don't do boyfriends?
I'm not. He better not be a boy.
Man, for what do you? Position of relationship.
We are talking.
Goodbye, okay. Goodbye. I'm not dealing with you today.
We got a court.
You have to court.
Okay. Then we get to the talking and getting. First is the getting to know you stage. Mm-hmm. My favorite colors: blue, purple, and pink. Those stages. And then it better be monogamous, because if you're talking to me, if you're talking to somebody else, you give your attention to somebody else. So I'm not that special. So if I'm not that special to where your attention is to me, then you can go ahead and go around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm quite difficult.
She really is. But
hold on. But see, she say I'm difficult though, but she got the same standards though.
I do, but
But see, I don't shoot my shot. She shoots. She had no problem shooting a shot. I do shoot
my shot. I ain't gonna hold you. If I see, and see, here's the thing. It took me a while to get to that place where I would just go ahead and shoot my shot, because to me, it never was. The woman's not supposed to like approach a guy, right? But from what I'm finding out, guys they're like, I kind of like that that somebody would approach me to say, hey, I think you're cute or whatever, because it's always the guy who is going after the girl. And not to say that I'm like, no, stuff on your body. Like, I'm not like that. I'm flirtatious.
Okay.
But I let them know, like,
you could be flirtatious, sissy poo, but to me, it's like the hunter-gatherer thing. Like, to me, it's... Y'all, this world is to me a whole big contradiction when it comes down to the whole dating, then getting in a relationship thing. Okay, they want you to shoot your shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to me, in my mind, which is kind of twisted, that puts me in the status of being the chaser. Okay,
but see, here's the
thing. I think about the hunter-gatherer situation. So if I'm now the chaser and he is the chasee, then now that puts me in the man's position.
But okay, I see what you're saying, but I don't think they want you to be the hunter-gatherer. They just want to be, how a guy approaches a girl and is like, whatever, like, I think you're beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Like, they like to receive that type of attention too.
Okay, I'll give you that attention after you come.
So that's not to say that you need to become the hunter. You don't need to become the hunter, but they like it when you give them a little compliment. And I'm gonna tell you this, and I will say this: anybody who's ever been in any kind of level of relationship with me knows when I like you, I like you, because I tell you, like, I'm on your body. I think you fine, like, like, I'm in your business. Like, listen, honey, like, I like you. But when my heart has moved on, like, I don't see you anymore.
I can't do it. I never have. 38 years.
Mm-hmm.
Never have. And that's probably why the only, like, because see, I had a hoe phase, and I know this is a Christian show, so we're gonna eliminate that hoe phase.
Here we go with the hoe phase. I can't have one, but you can have one. Okay,
girl, if you want on the dating in Dallas, you want to compare hoe phases on your Christian?
No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna compare.
Okay, because everybody gonna look at Boogie like. And my mama be watching this too, so I can't talk about it.
Don't say nothing crazy.
No, I've never, and that's probably why Shane was the really only true man. That's crazy. Oh man.
So then we need to stretch you then, okay? For Joy, we need to stretch you. You need to be stretched a little bit. You need to step outside of your comfort zone, step outside of the box. I'm not saying you need to approach like, yo, shorty, I'm on your body, but like, no. But it's okay to let a guy know that you're checking for him. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being flirtatious. You can't always like wait, because a lot of times the guy is almost trying to feel you out and wait to see if he can approach you. And you, with that whole demeanor, if you let the guard down and let them know, like, hey, I'm approachable. You let them know that, you feel them a little bit. You will get different results, Boogie. I promise you. Stretching. We're stretching. Hashtag in the comments. Hashtag stretching. No, hashtag stretch Joy. Stretch Boogie.
Girl, I'm 38. I'm setting my ways. I'm old.
No. We're ever learning, ever changing, ever evolving.
We don't believe in evolution, remember?
Goodbye. Oh my God, y'all. She's nuts. Okay, let's get some. Hey, Instagram. Hey, Pod, I miss you. Oh, honey, you make cake? Honey, Miss Handler, we need to talk about these cakes that you... Okay, what did I just do? I don't know what I just did. Okay. So we have a request, but before I bring her on, I want to get some more comments. He said that flirting is good. Y'all get into my friend Sugar Chef, SUGACHEF, Sugar Chef on Instagram. He's the bomb. He might end up in the honey pot. You never know. Yes. Okay. So I am Miss Horton. So it says almost like permission to pursue. Yes, this is what I'm saying. So from what I'm finding out from gentlemen, they don't want you to hunt the way that they would, but they like the fact that you're letting them know that, you're checking for them, that, you being flirtatious, that's giving them the green light to pursue you. Because a lot of times we'll sit and wait for God to pursue us, but we're waiting for him to pursue us. But then we have this whole demeanor like, that's not approachable. Like, you have to give them some sort of green light to say, hey, come holler at me. Come and check up on it, okay? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let me bring on my sis, Los Jewels Foundation. I'm so sorry I missed your request, but please come on, sis. I just sent you the request. Yes. Okay. Sis! Hi, honey. Honey, listen. Hi, gorgeous. You are so pretty.
Oh my God.
Y'all better see Facebook. Y'all missing out. Y'all can't see Instagram. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn you around. Let me see.
You are the one.
Can y'all see my sis? Ain't she cute? Honey, listen. She cute and whatever.
You are the one. You need to stop this. You are such a charm to me.
Hi.
When I say this is a moment to be on your platform tonight, this is a moment. I am so honored to be here with Dated in Dallas tonight. And I just want to say I am married, but it's just an honor to be here. And I can say so much to this, but it's breathtaking because I wanted to be here, and I do have something to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you are saying so much, and it's so much truth. Look at my daughter didn't call herself and got on here.
Hey, daughter.
She's 19. But
hey, daughter.
But she actually, they just heard my son came in to bring grocery for Christmas. They roommate together here in Houston. I live in Houston.
I wish I would have known that. I was just in Houston last weekend.
And they dropped off and they were like, what are you doing? I said, I'm getting ready to get on a celebrity's platform.
Not celebrity.
You are. You're my celebrity.
I love you.
She's waving at you.
Hey, sis. What's your daughter's name?
Her name is Christian.
Christian?
Yes.
Christian, hey, honey.
And so, honey, sis, so we actually lived in Dallas for like over 10 years.
Okay.
So I am, and with their father, I was actually married. So I understand everything that you all are saying. Because, and with you, when you talked about your, what is it? How do you call him?
My husband.
Your husband. So your husband. So I was married to their father for 17 years. So think about that.
Wow.
So leaving that relationship, but now I am currently married to my king, and it's almost 3 years.
Hallelujah.
So hallelujah. But the healing, I had to heal, and I went through the healing process, and that's the reason why I wanted to share through the dating. If people, anyone that's on your platform, during the dating process, I actually healed for over 3 years.
Wow.
But before even that date, before that, I was in another relationship, which was a really good relationship, but it was not for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me to be married. I was with that person for 6 years.
Wow.
But after that, before my actual king came, I did not date for 3.5 years before my king actually came.
Wow.
I did not date. So I really had to heal, because I hear you, and I heard you were saying, we have, I have 100 personalities, and I actually, and we do. We have so many anger that we go through. We have to go. And I made sure that I didn't want to take that into dealing with my king, because you don't want to abhor the one that God.
Yes.
And I made sure that God is the head of my life first. That's the thing. God is being the head, and when God is the head of your life, nothing can destroy you. And so that's what I actually wanted to say. And because of God is the head of my life, the king is not saying that nothing would happen in your relationship, because nobody's perfect. No relationship is perfect, but it's the right one.
Right.
It's the right one for
It's the one for you.
It's the right one. And you asked me, how do you say my name? And when I put it, you said it correctly. It's Lonika.
Lonika. Okay,
It's
good.
Lonika.
Good.
So, and I am married to an exceptional Nigerian, and so my name is Lonika Taiwo.
Okay, Taiwo. Okay. Okay.
Lonika Taiwo. And so even with that being said, so that's two different cultures together. And that can even be a difference.
Yes.
But when it's the one, and when you wait on the one, and when God is the head of the marriage, it actually you have a balance, because God is the head, and then you actually basically do it compared to God, and then what is best for your household.
Right.
So you have understanding. We end up becoming friends first, and then we end up building marriage. We end up building
That's beautiful.
companionship
That's
with each
beautiful.
other. We end up loving each other then, and that's the reason why. I mean, we can do everything. And guess what? He's not even in the country actually yet. I actually been going there
to Nigeria.
But in a couple of months he'll actually be here. But we have the best of relationship with each other because of God is the head of our life.
Absolutely.
He's the head of our life, and the relationship and the friendship is exceptional. It's exceptional. So you have it right, but you have to heal first.
Yes.
You have to heal first. Anything that you do, it's about healing.
Absolutely.
So I love this dating in Dallas, and you keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you,
Don't
sis.
stop being you.
Thank you.
People are watching you.
Thank
People are watching you, because I'm watching you, and I'm all the way in Houston, and I'm watching you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm on you. I watch you. After my meditation and prayer in the morning, I open up my Instagram, because I have to look and see what you have posted.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I love
You're
you.
welcome.
Blessings to you.
All right. Hey, them H's, you throwing them H's up?
This is I love you in sign language. Or it could be H's too for H-Town. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's okay.
Okay. But now I love you. All right.
Blessing. Mwah. Bye. Oh my goodness, that was so good. Hey, Kimi. I thought you was on Facebook. Hi, Kimi. Y'all get into Hakeem Pierre. He is on Instagram as Hakeem Pierre, but he's also on Facebook as Hakeem Pierre. Okay, so kind of getting back to the reason why you need to deal with your trauma, because you are worth it, right? And here's what I know. Oh, honey, we're so over time. But here's what I know. You deserve love. You deserve true love. You deserve to be treated well. You deserve to be honored, sir. You deserve to be honored, ma'am. You deserve to be somebody's good morning text. You deserve for somebody to sweat you. You deserve to be appreciated. You deserve love. And what if what God has for you is being held up because your hands are too full from holding that baggage? What if he can't give you this gift because your hands are full from the suitcases of trauma and infidelity and crying and because of you're holding the baggage of the pain of your past? He can't bless you with that. Let him go, sis. Let her go. Bruh, let him go. Process your pain. Process your baggage. Go through it. Kick, cry, yell, scream, cuss, go to counseling, pray, talk to you. Like, go through the healing process, because on the other side of that pain is the promise. On the other side of that is the promise. Go through your stuff, because you're worth it. You are worth it. You're worth being loved. Love. I always say this because I've had fake love, right? I want to know true love. I want somebody to know me intrinsically. That means at the deepest part of me, at my core. I want somebody to know me that way, right? And in order for me to have that, one, I have to know that I'm worthy of it, but I had to let go of all the junk from my past. And let me tell you something, you never arrive at that. Like, I'm always, because sometimes a trigger will come up and that'll be like, that's a little, a check in my spirit, like, oh, sis, you remember that was from the past. Like, and I have to process that and deal with it, but I have to deal with it because I want what's best for me. I want God's best for me. And let me tell you something, I love my future husband so much that I'm willing to go through the hurt and the trauma and the pain, dealing with it, doing my work, so that way I am a healed, whole woman and I could be presented to him as his wife. I love him that much. That's what you need to get to the point where you love your future spouse so much that you're willing to heal and become a whole person so that you can be a gift to them. You are worth it. So go deal with your baggage, deal with the trauma, deal with the pain, go through it. But go through, because on the other side of that pain is the promise. And that's real talk. That's all I got to say tonight. I am so grateful for you guys. I love you all so much. So let me give you a little bit of, what up, Glenn Tavius? Boogie, you see Glenn Tavius in the building? So some of you guys have asked me, what is Honey Listen? So Honey Listen, I came up with the term Honey Listen. My friends always say that I say Honey Listen right before I say something crazy. And you guys has hit my DMs and you say how much you enjoy like my commentary of Tashara. So I basically just watch the traffic and I'll do a commentary on Tashara. So I said, you know what? I need to spread this love because of my interactions with people. Kanisha, I'm glad you enjoy sis. Because my interactions with people, we are in such a tough time. 2020 has been awful. We are going through COVID fatigue. We're going through family members dying. We're going through friends passing away. We're going through a crazy election, a crazy administration. Like, we're going through a lot and it is weighing on us. And we need joy. We need the joy of the Lord. We need some peace and we need laughter. We need laughter. We need to laugh. And so people need to know that they are on God's mind. And so I said, you know what? I'm not going to just keep my commentary for Tashara. I love her. That's my sis. We talk, that's my girl. I'm going to spread that love. And I'm going to do a commentary on any random person, whether it be somebody, my friend on Facebook or my friend on Instagram, right? Just do a random person and just shower them with love and encouragement because we need it. We need to hear that. And sometimes you don't even realize the greatness that is inside of you. Sometimes it takes a perfect stranger to see what's inside of you in order for you to get it. So Honey Listen is just where I pick a random person, either Facebook or Instagram, and I look on their page, I just shower them, just do a whole commentary where I'm just building them up because we need that. We need it. We need to know that we're worth it. We need to know that we are loved. We need to know that we are on God's mind. Period. Oh, I just dropped my bracelet. But yes, that's what Honey Listen is. So y'all be on the lookout. I've posted a couple on my Instagram page and it transfers to Facebook, so you'll see them. And of course, you'll always see my commentary on Tashara. But honestly, Honey Listen is like my heart. It's my heart's desire to really encourage and to build people up and for them to see the greatness that God has put inside of them. So yeah, This has been an amazing show, guys. I am so grateful. Shout out to my producer, Joy L. Foreman, aka Boogie, on Instagram. She's unapologetically Joy. And shout out to my Facebook family. Shout out to my Instagram family. Shout out to my Periscope family. Shout out to my YouTube family. This has been an amazing episode of Dating in Dallas. Please join me next Tuesday and every Tuesday, 8:30 Central Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I love you guys. Be blessed. Mwah. Bye. Choo-choo.